The Sasaki family is about to undergo drastic changes. Yuhei has lost his position at a tech firm, struggling to find a new job while hiding his unemployment from his family. Takashi is disillusioned with his current job, handing out flyers on the street, and seeks to do something more meaningful. Kenji wishes to learn the piano against his parents' wishes, and Megumi grows tired of the structure and expectations of being a cleaning housewife as she yearns for something else. This is Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Tokyo Sonata, a deceptive film that draws the audience in with its initially laid-back stoic approach to its character drama, but is gradually dismantled by escalating tensions, challenging the traditional family dynamic by forcing the central cast to discover their purposes in life and to appreciate what life currently offers them, shifting away from outdated notions of authority and discipline. By doing this, Kiyoshi Kurosawa's film strives for a life-affirming reflection on what we may or may not achieve in our lives, tackling the stigmatisation and psychological pressures of unemployment. As the film begins early with Yuhei, the father of the Sasaki family, losing his job at a company seeking to hire cheap labour. Within Yuhei, Tokyo Sonata aims to dismantle the stigma surrounding unemployment due to traditionalist societal expectations of the family patriarch being a breadwinner. Yuhei finds his position in life challenging without a job. He searches for another, but is initially reluctant when he discovers the positions he's offered don't match his last job. Within unemployment, Yuhei experiences guilt in his inability to communicate with his wife over his job loss, forcing him into a facade of deniability where he continues to dress for a job he no longer has, and is reluctant to return home due to the sense of shame. We can see this pressure harming others in a similar situation. Yuhei's old school friend Kurosu is unemployed and has seemingly turned his employment facade into a full-time organised job in keeping up appearances. Underneath the surface, however, Kurosu's mental health is disintegrating, implied during an uncomfortable dinner with Kurosu's wife and daughter, and the eventual murder-suicide of Kurosu and his wife. Similarly, a robber later in the film views himself as a complete failure, his mental health at rock bottom. He failed as a locksmith, and now is failing as a burglar. The societal pressures of unemployment is clearly depicted here as a great strain on an individual's mental health when they try and struggle to fit within the expected mould. Kiyoshi Kurosawa offers only empathy towards these characters within these uncertain low points in their stumbling careers. They are flawed individuals, but they are only adapting to a world unforgiving of their moments of plight, a position they wouldn't have ever wished for. If we take away anything from these characters, it's that we should extend our understanding to the circumstances that led to unemployment, and the toll it may take on an individual's psychological well-being. People deserve to have stability in their lives. Kiyoshi Kurosawa's empathy towards these characters, no matter how chaotic or unfavourable their actions may become, is rooted within a universal search for purpose in living. Surely we're all searching for a purpose in our lives, and it's this diversity in our personal goals which enriches the experience of living. Kenji and his piano, Takashi and his need for something more fulfilling, helping out others, Megumi in her craving for something beyond cleaning within the confines of four walls, and Yuhei's need for professional structure. Emphasizing instability with Yuhei, he worries that he is losing his sense of authority within the family, as well as in his professionalism, struggling to find employment. During a job interview, Yuhei is humiliated because he hasn't prepared for the interview, leading to the much younger interviewer suggesting Yuhei sings for him, just like in karaoke. Or when Yuhei's demands towards Kenji not to play piano are dismissed. In an act of defiance, Kenji learns the piano discreetly to avoid his father's chastisement. The intensity in which Yuhei disciplines Kenji is unnecessary. It's brutal and abusive, indicating Yuhei's sense of inadequacy. He is desperate to cling to the little authority he has left, likely even jealous, knowing that his sons both strive for a purpose in life, whether it be playing piano or joining the US Army, despite the father's protests, a purpose which Yuhei himself feels he cannot find. With the misplaced attempts at authority further splintering the family home, Yuhei has to recognise that this traditionalist, aggressive method of control can no longer work, and just like within unemployment, how people strive to find new work, Yuhei must adapt to these changes that affect the Sasaki household. It's in this consideration of Yuhei's need to change that we also can reflect on our own pathways through life. Obstacles arise challenging our aspirations, and it's up to us to adapt from previous restrictive confines. Yuhei doesn't need to be abusive towards Kenji. He doesn't have to bottle up his worries. He needs to learn how to be honest, an open communicator, and those principles will be necessary on his job search and new line of work. It's when the family adapts in the end that everyone's purpose truly gets rolling. Yuhei finally realising the merits of improving mental health and aspiration when letting others thrive. In conclusion, Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Tokyo Sonata is an understanding consideration of the stigmatisation of unemployment, the consequences it has on an individual, and the necessity for the diversity of ways in which people seek purpose within their lives. At times an intimate portrayal of a dividing family, and other times a distressing depiction of the extent of drastic desperation, Tokyo Sonata is a bittersweet film that encourages empathy towards those down on their luck, and that the pursuit or discovery of a purpose when faced with stubborn obstacles can often take much needed time. A special thank you to my incredible tier Patreon supporter Gil, and my super tier Patreon supporters Constantine Bombelli, Jamie and Milkway.